What's up, nail geeks, and welcome back to another BKL Bees Knees Lacquer video. This is for BKL's August collection, and the inspiration for this month is All Our Rage. In our PR notes here, Sarah does kind of go into detail about, what inspiration she could do for this collection for the month of August. And she had this realization, I don't want to speak for anybody, but just going over the PR notes here, that nowadays there is something to be angry about. And I do agree with that. It's really hard to just keep up with things going on in the country and the world. And I agree with that. It's hard to keep up, but at the same time, keep yourself mentally healthy in that regard. It's really tough. So I definitely get that vibe. It's hard to stay positive in a lot of cases. Not going too much into detail or anything. I do want to keep this kind of above water for nail polish and stuff. But Sarah, I totally get your inspiration and stuff. There is a lot to be passionate about in the world right now. So we've got some grungy colors, we got some Pruglies, and we do have some true lion polish siblings. Those of you new to this brand and whatnot, what that means is BKL had a PPU polish called A Lion with a Thorn in Its Paw. It's a beautiful blue shimmer with some hollow flakes in it. And that shimmer has been so beloved by fans that we have a lot of siblings and sometimes cousins that are basically different base colors and whatnot, featuring this very similar type of formula, this combination of ingredients. So Sarah did state in the PR info that she has sourced true the true pigment that was in the OG lion. So we will see some true sibling to that in this collection. And I think this is one that we'll all kind of have our hearts in for these inspirations and stuff. Definitely here for it. So without further ado, let's dive right into the swatches. Starting off with Good For Her. This is described as a dark lilac true lion sibling with the original orange to green shimmer. This is not the reformulated version. As having swatched the OG lion polish a few weeks ago, I did a comparison on the channel. I have to say this is very much identical, of course, in shimmer and all that good stuff to the OG. So if you are collecting these, you'll want to get your Pokemon card for this one too. Good For Her has a standard type of feeling to the formula. I'm going to suggest 3 coats to maximize all that luscious shimmer. At angles, you will see that beautiful green shift over, kind of like on my macro shot here. No texture from those flakes. It is a semi-flat finish, so use any top coat of choice. Scorned is a dark mustard glitter bomb with bronze light reflective glitter. This is interesting to me because when I first swatched this, I was like, I'm not seeing mustard. I'm seeing like a muddy type of brown. But as you can see, it swatches like a true jelly. So it's definitely got that mustard, but it builds up to that kind of grungy appearance as you go up on your coats. If you have a prominent free edge or you have falsies, any type of free edge, and you want to hide that small line, I would suggest using a blurring base of some sort. BKL does make their Phantom base. I have reviewed that quite a bit, I believe a few months ago, I think maybe last year, but it's a white type of base that is something you could use too if you're wanting to have a hitchhiker on with your order for this release. I'm going to suggest 3 coats, a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat. This didn't dry down as gritty as what we usually see with reflective glitters, but it still needed that glitter smoother. Bare Your Teeth is a smoky purple with purple light reflective glitter. This one and then the previous one, Scorned, it does state in our PR information that these also have a thicker formula than usual. And as I said on my Fandom Flakies video this month, Sarah's contribution for that box was also a reflective glitter jelly. And I mentioned that I actually really liked her thicker formula, or what they consider a thicker formula. And these are no exception. The ones in this release and their polish pickup color, which is another reflective finish, we'll see here shortly as a sneak peek. These do have a slightly thicker formula than what we are usually seeing with this brand, but I personally like it. This is another one. I will suggest the same thing as Scorned, 3 coats, glitter smoother, glossy top coat, and a possible blurring base. Full of Rage is a dusty blue with red to green shimmer. Now, this one doesn't say anything about that shimmer being the lion shimmer, so I just wanted to make that clear. This is an almost foily type of shimmer particle size. It's got that glistening-like look as you build it up. It applies like acrylic. It's very smooth, somewhat creamy on application. It's got that very slick type of feel on the brush strokes. It's like a cream, if you will, but it builds up like a jelly. So there you go, crelly. I'm going to suggest going up to 3 coats with this, a glossy top coat of choice as it dried down semi-flat and no texture or anything like that to report with this. No More Eggshells is a dirty eggshell tan with pink to green shimmer and subtle holographic effect. I really liked this one. If I have to have a top pick out of this release, this is my second, possibly third top pick. I have 3 of them. We haven't gotten to the other 2 yet. Now, No More Eggshells is a prugly. I mean, this is straight prugly action, like baby's diaper kind of colors. But I liked this because it reminds me, there was a polish, I believe it was a purple that was released a hot minute ago, and it had that, quote, subtle holographic effect. And it's not necessarily rainbows in most lighting situations. You're going to see that more in sunshine, but the way it plays up against the shimmer is really cool. I think my macro shot kind of captured it, if that makes sense. So if you like that type of look, this one might be up your alley too. It is very creamy, smooth on application. I'm going to suggest 3 coats and a glossy top coat. Do No Harm is a russet Doomicorn sibling with the same green to blue shimmer. So Doomicorn lovers, this one's going to be up your alley. This is what I would consider a bright type of pumpkin, almost cantaloupe type of base color. I think it'll play up against your respective undertones. I personally am very warm, and you'll see here in just a moment on my full hand shot that it kind of almost went a little neutral against me. But the shimmer is obviously what is going to catch your eye's attention the most. I'm going to suggest 3 coats. This one applies like a jelly, but it's not what I would consider sheer in the least bit. But if you tend to polish on the thinner side and have a prominent free edge, you might want to use a blurring base. Take No Shit is an updated House on Haunted chill. Very excited to see this one. I thought when I was watching it, I was like, this kind of gives me haunted chill vibes. And I guess I was right now that I'm reading the PR info for it. It's described as a soft blue base with strong gold to green to aqua shimmer. Very, very pretty. I had the OG House on Haunted chill a long time ago, and that one had much larger particle shimmer, but this one's really, really close in that regard. So if you've never been able to get your paws on the original, this one is an excellent substitute for it. It applies very jelly-like, would have to be maybe my 4th pick. It's really pretty in person. That glistening foil-like effect is chef's kiss. So 3 coats and a glossy top coat. Bad Vibes Only. So speaking of my top picks, this one is number 1 for this release. Described as a rich violet with cyan to purple multichrome magnetic shimmer. It does state in their PR information here that the polish may bleed with a quick dry glossy top coat. They recommend a layer of water-based top coat underneath your quick dry of choice. I agree with that. This is one of those really rich purple bases, and it will stain you if you have falsies. It stained the hell out of my nails. 10 out of 10 worth it though. As you see it build up here, it's beautiful. If you have very porous nails, it might stain you too. But this is one of those purples that a quick dry glossy top coat, it might just kind of soak up that purple, kind of make it look like it's a little bit more subdued on that magnetic effect. I did not use a water-based top coat, and I am using a quick dry glossy top coat for this video. So my full hand shot here shows you what I'm talking about. It's not so much that my top coat that I'm using for this video, it's KBShimmer's. It didn't have that super bleeding effect, but I figured I'd note it because depending on your top coat of choice, you might want to use that water-based top coat layer. This is fantastic. You can do 2 or 3 coats in building it up. I chose to do 3 because I wanted so much of that gorgeous magnetic pigment to work with and pop. I Put the Omen in Woman is a mid-toned purple with gold to green multichrome magnetic shimmer. This one is very nice. This would have to be my number 2 in the release, and very much like Bad Vibes Only, it's a fantastic, rich type of magnetic pigment that's used here. And you can see as I'm building it up, it is decently opaque on the second coat. I know I was being a little extra with both magnetics in this release going up to that 3rd coat, but I just wanted as much as possible on my nails. When I like magnetics like this, I'm like, give me all of it. Just give me everything. So you can stop at 2 coats, but if you're like me, you want it plump and in your face. I thought that 3rd coat was beautiful. These have no texture or anything like that. They dried down almost semi-gloss. So any top coat works, and you can see on that wiggle shot there's so much ridiculous movement. It's awesome. So 3 coats or 2, your choice, and any top coat works just fine with this one. Devourer of Souls is a deep red with green shimmer and scattering of silver light reflective glitter. So we have a jelly type of finish here. I think if you have a very prominent free edge, you may or may not want to use a blurring base, your choice. I didn't think it was super noticeable on my falsies as I built this one up to 3 coats, and pulling my hands away from my lighting area on my desk, it's not as noticeable. So it's just one of those types of finishes. Just use your discretion in that regard. But you can see on the 3rd coat here, it does have an excellent buildup. But again, super bright lights. I could barely see through my falsies. So I think my photos are leaning pretty light in that regard. So I would refer to my full hand shot for a representation of that. I did use a glitter smoother and glossy top coat. Haunt Your Dreams is a blackened turquoise with gold shimmer and scattered silver light reflective glitter. This is another really good one. It definitely gives me fall type of vibes, very kind of Halloween-y type of vibes. I've been swatching all kinds of PPU our Halloween month for next month, gearing up for that. So I've just been in a total Halloween mood, even more so than usual this time of year. So when I see colors like this, I'm like gravitating towards them big time, which I don't normally do unless it's around this season. Haunt Your Dreams is kind of similar to Devourer of Souls in that it's jelly-like, but it builds up beautifully. So I'm going to suggest 3 coats, glitter smoother and glossy top coat. No issues with any over buildup or anything like that. And it's very forgiving if you tend to polish heavy-handed like myself. Live, Laugh, Lurk is our last one. This is an olive green with pink shimmer and scattering of silver light reflective glitter. So this would have to be like the straight up baby's diaper color out of the entire release. I would kind of say that towards No More Eggshells, but I feel like this one just really captures like the essence of Prugly. I'm going to suggest 3 coats, a glitter smoother and glossy top coat here too. We don't have that overly gritty type of dry down as we see with a lot of reflective glitter finishes. So I definitely agree with the official description in that it's more of a scattering of that glitter, just enough to give you that nice fine particle twinkle in brighter lights. My disclaimer of a blurring base will apply here too if you have really white free edge. And we're going to wrap this up with the Will It Topper segment. This is where I use a black swatch stick to demonstrate if polishes have layering capabilities. So Good For Her is a lion polish. So of course it works over dark colors, Scorned and Bare Your Teeth, and then Live, Laugh, Lurk. Those are jellies, so I wouldn't recommend toppering them. Full of Rage is pretty crelly-like, so I would caution against doing that against darker colors. No More Eggshells looks really cool over black. You might be able to get creative with matchy-match undies. Same thing with Do No Harm. Just remember, it is quite orange in person. Take No Shit looks awesome over dark colors. Bad Vibes Only. I wasn't sure how I would feel about this one, but seeing it over black, it is awesome. I Put the Omen in Woman. Same thing. So very pretty. I love that magnetic pigment in both polishes that she used. Devourer of Souls. Kind of works over black. Same thing as Haunt Your Dreams. I know my disclaimer is getting used and abused here, but you get the drift. A lot of these jellies I personally wouldn't recommend. And then lastly, I wanted to include this little mini quick comparison because when I opened up my PR package, I had September's polish pickup color. And then when I picked up Scorned, I was like, these look really close. And the bottles next to each other, I was like, maybe they're kind of close to each other. I wasn't sure. And I figured somebody would ask. And just in case, I decided to just go ahead and throw this comparison up. It's super quick. And my curiosity was satisfied that the PPU for September and Scorned are not close. They're maybe, in the same Prugly family, but you can definitely get both. So just a little quick sneaky peeky here and just kind of scratching an itch that I had to know, were they that close? And they are absolutely not. All Our Rage collection is going to drop on August 15th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. There's not going to be a limit on the number of polishes that you guys can purchase, but the entire launch is capped at 500 bottles per color. I don't see anything here that says it'll switch to a pre-order option or anything like that, but as to my knowledge, 500 bottles per color. The pre-order is going to end August 24th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. There will be a full collection option if you wanted to just purchase the whole shebang. That is going to be 15% off if you get the bundle like that. There's also going to be overpours from the Tenderly I Am Devoured collection if you want to grab some of those. And there's also going to be overpours from the You Matter and Bog Dweller too. I'm going to link you all below to BKL. The wish list should be up by the time I get this video out. The best way to stay up to date with this brand is do the newsletters on the website. When you pull it up, just put your email in there. Sarah is really good about not like spamming emails and stuff. So you can get information on flash sales, when stuff is dropping, new collections, all that good stuff. So I will link that website below for you all. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.